Welcome to
Stitch Along Friday.
That's right. And we both were practicing it before we even said it.
Yeah.
So I feel we're very, very comfortable now being able to remember. But Stitch Along Friday still doesn't have the same alliteration.
No, it doesn't have the same ring, but
No, it would be
Yeah.
good if we could think of something that had an F before it besides the word Facebook. So, because Friday, don't laugh.
I would say, oops, I have something with an F word.
Oh,
but-
no. Not that kind of a word. I don't think anybody who understands what she just said,
Yeah.
you thought of it, okay,
Yeah.
yourselves. Anyway, that's funny.
We can't use that.
No, we can't use that.
Fabulous Friday.
Yes, but I still think Stitch Along is good. Because
Yeah.
after all, we are stitching along
We are
with one
stitching
another.
along. Yes.
And I hope all of you who are there looking to see whether we are there on time, that you are happy to see that we're back again for another weekend.
We are. Yes.
What I find interesting is that Lorraine was saying she couldn't come and watch because, of course, it's in the middle of the night, which is understandable for sure. But the thing about not being able to be here, that's perfectly reasonable. But she said also that the way it sounded, like our past our past Stitch Along Fridays have sounded like we're going to continue doing and being involved in Victoria Assembly. And we're both coming to about the same conclusion. Just the form that it's going to take is going to be a little bit up in the air still.
Yes.
But for right now, just so you all know, our leaflets and charts are on our website, and you can buy them at least until December 31st,
Yes.
and probably after that. But we're not making any firm commitments
Yes.
about anything.
No.
Because semi-retirement definitely means there's going to be less things to do
That's right.
for us, right?
Exactly. Less things for me to do. Yeah.
Less things for us both to do. So I just want you to know that, we are guaranteeing that you will be able to access those leaflets and charts until the end of this year, no matter what. And by the way, our Beyond Cross Stitch patterns are still, there's only the first 3 levels up still. I have been working on levels 4, 5, and 6. But it takes a little while to get it all together. So hopefully you'll be patient with me, and it will be sometime in the next month, hopefully. Okay, so welcome. And it looks like there's a bunch of people here already. Yay.
Happy World Cross Stitch Day?
Apparently,
Wasn't
yeah.
that a little while ago?
I'm not sure. I'm just seeing Linda Bazarski is saying Happy World Cross Stitch Day.
Uh-huh.
So, Linda, where did you get that? I guess that's a
Yeah.
pretty cool deal.
And Loretta said the same thing. So
And Tricia says Happy Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Did you know that I adopted Friday the 13th as my lucky day?
me too.
Did you?
I have bad Thursday the 12th. But Friday the 13th, not a problem.
Well, we're both very reasonable when it comes to things like that, because it's only a superstition, and I figure fly in the face of that superstition. Decide ahead of time. You're going to have a great day.
Absolutely.
And I have had really good Fridays.
Really good
13th.
Fridays the 13th, absolutely.
So we're looking forward to one of those today. Unfortunately, our weather, just so you know, we've got some smoke that's rolled in from Washington State.
Yes.
The wind has come to circulate the smoke from the forest fires down there, or the ones from the interior BC.
Yes.
So we've got pretty red sun in the morning, and
Kind
a
of
lot
an orange color.
well, when I saw it was red, because it was 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, Lord. Yes. Yeah.
I know you're not looking.
Sorry,
at it.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. Really aware of the sun at 6
No,
o'clock
I
in the
don't
morning.
think you are.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is that we've got smog, or whatever it's called, smoke,
Yeah.
and we've got some kind of a heat dome, but a smaller one, and our dome is now going to bring us up to 33 degrees Celsius.
Yes, yesterday was pretty baking hot.
And it feels like, because of the humidity and because of everything being held down, it feels like 40 again. So great, eh?
Yeah, yesterday, just sitting in my desk by the window, that was not a cool breeze coming in.
No, it is hotter, definitely outside.
It was a warm breeze.
So we hope to keep cool today, not do too many stressful things. Just so you know, I don't want to do anything stressful
No
today.
problem.
Loretta says, hello, happy Cross Stitch Day. Gosh, more people know about this than we do.
Yeah.
Thank you for being so smart as to wish us all a happy Cross Stitch Day. Same to you.
Yeah. Hola, Marley.
Hola. And Beverly Fleming, hello. Donna Granger, Hazy Berkeley. You got some smoke down there, I guess.
Hazy Vancouver Island.
Jennifer Gowan, hello everyone. Jean Morrison, good morning from sunny Alaska. Very
Atlanta.
Alaska. Okay, that was wrong.
The different side of the country.
Yeah, for sure. Marge Wees is here. Hot, humid. Yeah, it feels like that here too. Hot, humid. In fact, when I was teaching in mid-Florida, Central Florida, I remember coming outside of my motel room or hotel room or whatever it's called, which had a built-in little air conditioner. And I would step outside and the air conditioner was pushing out hot air. So it was almost like it was burning beside the air conditioner outside. But the rest of everything is so humid there. And so I don't envy you going outside, Marge. Good morning. Happy Cross Stitch Day, Katrina. Lynn. Stormy, South Florida. I hope there is nothing major going on there. Hello, Jillian Burst. Beverly Fleming says it's on my Facebook page. What is? What's on our Facebook page?
I don't know.
I'd like to know what's on our Facebook page that you're saying, Beverly, because when you say it's, and unfortunately we read your comments quite a bit later than when you post it, so it's not instant and we don't know what it is. So just let us know.
Yeah.
Hello, happy World Cross Stitch Day. Probably that.
Is that on our,
Probably someone has said that on Facebook page already on our chat group. Unfortunately, I was downtown this morning delivering tax papers early this morning and didn't get back till 5 or 9 o'clock. So basically didn't have a look at the Facebook page yet. Donna Granger says, my sister purposely got married on Friday the 13th. See, like that.
Yeah.
We were rebels. And we get good luck on those days. That's so fun. Good morning. Well, I think it's morning. Still dark. Oh, Karen, it's good to see you down under. And she's having a good time. Obviously, the big smile. Kathleen Yount says it is 93, but it feels like 102 in Maryland. I think that we're all going to end up having central air conditioning, like those of you who get those hot summers.
Definitely.
Let's see. Oh, married on a Saturday, though. Okay, good. My brother was so superstitious that he would not get out of bed on Friday the 13th. Okay, that way you can stay safe. Yeah. And what else did he say?
His bed railing broke and dumped him onto the floor. Okay.
That'll teach him.
Well, Tammy's grocery shopping.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Well, say hi to the girls for us. And Jen Small says, hi from Fleming Island, Florida. Is that in the south, Jen, or is that in the north of Florida? We're not sure where Fleming Island
is. Is it part of the Keys?
Probably. Joy, good morning to all. She says, hello, 36 tomorrow in Kelowna. Yeah, you guys have the thickest smoke. I feel for you. Ash-covered patios.
We don't have that.
Not at all.
Elaine. Hello, Elaine.
Hello. Oh, I'm just still empathizing with you, Joy. Hearts go out to you guys. You've been dealing with this way longer than we have. And even a little bit gets us grumpy. So I feel for you.
Can't imagine.
And it looks like Beverly Fleming's meant Happy Cross Stitch Day. Yeah, you got that. And Pat Henke says, good morning. Northeast Florida. So that's quite a bit north. So you're not in the stormy section, it sounds like. Loretta's is going to be 100 degrees. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Storms expected later. Staying in the air conditioning. Exactly.
Definitely.
Hello, Suzanne Healy. You're here too.
Good morning, Sandy.
Well, I must say, Sandy Warbitsky's here too. I skipped right over you. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. That's really good to have you here too. Jennifer Gowan, 5th day of heat index.
110, my goodness.
I'm sighing. Honestly, I didn't sleep at all last night because of the heat, I guess. I don't know. And I feel like kind of dizzy and kind of nauseous. And so I don't know how you guys deal with this. No. I expect it's because most people have air conditioning, but not everyone.
Yeah, not everyone.
No. So that's the weather report across not across the world yet, but definitely across North America. And those of you who live elsewhere, I hope that your weather treats you well, especially down under. You've got it cooler than we have for a change. Although, from what I understand, their winters are more like our summers.
Well, yes, I think yesterday when I was watching the news, they always do weather around the world, and it was 20 degrees Celsius in Perth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for us, that's like a very nice, warm.
That's a nice summer day.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we're very lucky. We're still continuing, and the only other thing that's going on in the world is, of course, is COVID. And I wish you all the best getting yourselves and everyone you know vaccinated, because it's just something that we need to.
That's right.
Encourage everyone to do, and that's part of what Lisa and I really feel very strongly, that it's a good thing, not just for yourself, but for all of the people in the world to stop the variants from coming.
Oh yeah, I mean that Delta variant now is raging around the world.
Yeah, and the problem with it is that if you're not vaccinated, then the variant gets a hold of people, and then it gets more virulent. So we just want some peace from all this viruses, and hopefully that all of our efforts are made to help climate change and decrease the danger from COVID.
Absolutely.
That's all. Nothing. We're not forcing anybody, just so you know. Both Lisa and I just got ourselves nicely vaccinated. We hope everyone else does too.
Yep. Second dose about a month ago now.
Yeah, it's really great. Ellen Meldrin, hello to everyone. Good morning to you too. Tedra, hello from cloudy Phoenix. There are many areas going to be much hotter than Phoenix today. I feel bad because many do not have it. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not everyone has AC.
Yeah.
I know you don't.
Nope.
And I have 2 portable ones that kind of are a little sketchy, but at least I can sit next to them. Boy, are they ever loud though.
Yeah, I know. Like same with fans. You turn fans on, and it's like constant ringing. I mean, I have constant ringing in my ears anyways, but
You do, that's right. And that's something that I don't have to deal with. I'm so sorry. Because then when you get that kind of constant noise, what happens?
It actually gets to a higher pitch. Yeah.
So what about if you put music in there? Does that work a little bit? Does that?
I find if I have it, same with music, if it's too loud, the ringing gets to be a higher pitch.
It wants to make sure that you hear it.
Yeah.
So, but if you have music, does it kind of blend in a little bit? Like you maybe not notice it as much?
Probably. I mean, a lot of the times, during the day especially, it's not so bad. It's in the evening.
You're distracted then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so talking about things that are wrong with us.
Yes.
My eyes are great, just so you all know. I'm getting my new glasses today, I hope.
Ooh,
Yes,
lovely.
I know.
Yes.
But apparently, because I had floaters already, but I didn't see them as clearly.
Oh, so now you see. Lovely.
That's all you need to know. Okay, it's nothing to do with stitching, so let's just talk about stitching.
And there's no way that they can remove floaters.
No, there's no way.
There's no way.
No, like they can't remove ringing in the ears.
Yeah.
Okay, Pat Hinkey. It's been very hot in Missouri. Sorry, I almost forgot what that was. M-O.
Missouri, yes.
Karen Lark's got rain and more rain. Yes.
Yeah. 12 degrees.
You really deserve a whole bunch of rain in Auckland. So I am very jealous, of course, because we would love to have some here, but keep it all because you need it in the summertime. Donna says something interesting.
Yeah.
Well, this is helpful.
When you got hearing aids.
Mostly stopped when she got hearing aids. Oh.
I think I also read that if you put like baby oil in the ears, that's supposed to stop it as well. So I do have the baby oil. I just haven't started putting it in my ears yet.
You're not used to doing that yet. Or olive oil. I think that's allowed.
It also means putting cotton batting in there too. So it's like, well, I do want to hear somewhat during the day. So
anyway, thank you, Donna. That was a really good hint. I appreciate that. I know Lisa will eventually, when she gets hearing aids, she'll go, why didn't I do this sooner?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Thank you.
And I went and had my eyes checked this week too. And I do have a cataract. And he said, would you like to have it operated on too early, just at the right time, or later? I said, well, just at the right time, I guess.
What a question.
It's like, oh, okay, what do you think it should be operated on?
If it was your eyes, what would you do? Actually, that is a really good question, because you know how people, they're not allowed to give you suggestions because of their profession. But if you say something like that, like if it was your eye, what would you do?
Well, when I said just at the right time, he said that's what I would do too.
Say that. Duh. Kathleen Yount says we're having a high energy day, so you're turning off your AC. Good for you.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. And the thing is, if your house is already comfortable, then you can manage to do that. It's, everyone's got their different way of handling things. And no, nobody wants to turn it on, if you don't need it. Like you have to turn it so that it's like to a more than warm level. Like you can't just put it down to whatever, freezing temperature, because then you're running it all day.
Yes.
So anyway, never mind. We're here for stitching. And I know that having a good stitching environment is what we're talking about.
Well, that's true, because when it's too hot, and
It's
especially
not
when
as
you
easy.
have the lights on,
Yeah.
and I put extra lights above me, it's like all of a sudden it's like, whoa, okay, I don't think I can sit here and
Well,
sit.
there's that. And there's also being able to see.
Yes.
And that's an environmental thing. It's
I'm
also being
getting
able
bifocals too.
and then there's also being able to have, your ears working correctly.
That's right. Yes.
And all the things we've been talking about actually has a lot to do with stitching.
True.
Just didn't want you guys to
Yes,
think that this
that's
was
true.
some kind of a health weather report place. But it is. And congratulations for getting new glasses. Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Christmas Christmas decorations.
At Hobby Lobby already?
Oh my
Wow.
goodness, yes. Well, they're very, very early with those things. Deb Summerlot is here, yay, from Steamy Hot, Ohio. Thanks for all of those wonderful greetings, and thank you for your reactions and for coming just to see us. We love coming to see you, even though we have a fairly difficult day here as far as the smog and all the things we were complaining about. Just coming to see you guys, getting your feedback and seeing your smiling faces, which of course we can't see except in our minds. But we
hope you're all smiling at us anyways.
Hope that you are. That's right. Joining you during lunch from Columbus, Ohio. Hi, Terry. Good to see you too. And Deb's actually in the basement.
Yeah.
Smart. That's so cute. Because it is too darn hot. Dorothy Wendell, hello. I'm late but glad to be here now. Yes, we saw that you ordered the Tea and Stitches pattern last week, and it is sent off already.
I think
managed to get that done.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember doing it.
Okay, good.
Yes, the thing is that both Lisa and I, of course, are missing Kathleen and Elaine. Hello, Elaine again.
Yeah.
Because we have been with them for so long, and even though Elaine was only here last year, she only started to come here last year, it still felt to me like she was part of the whole team. And so having to dismantle all those people wasn't all that easy. And so that also means that whatever orders are coming in or whatever, we take care of ourselves. So Elaine, you are missed, but so far our orders, we can manage them.
I think so. Yeah.
But if we can't, we'll call you back. You'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay, Pat Henke, we gotcha. And Brenda Wilson's from Ontario. Good to see you. So we have a Stitch of the Week.
We do.
It's how I stop, talking about
Weather.
you guys.
Yeah.
The weather, exactly.
And it's pulled pins.
Yes. Now we've done this before. We know this.
Yes, but I think it was the pulled pins before was the ones that kind of make little ovals, whereas this is just straight, right? The other pulled pins was 3 rows over 2 threads, and then 3 stitches over 4 at the end.
Yeah, they made
So
that little pattern like that. That's right. Oh, you are so smart.
Yes.
Isn't she smart? Because I kept saying, I know we've done pins before, and you said it yesterday.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a different pulled pins.
Same stitch.
Same stitch, but
Just-
different effect.
Exactly. Some are pulled, and these ones are all straight all the way across. Now you can't really see it with this pattern, but you can see it.
See it there?
Yes, for sure. You can see it very clearly there. That's a good job. Look at that. Those are the little pulled pins right there.
Yeah.
And those ones, there's 2 rows of them actually, and you do those separately. You go just like a little satin stitch, which you pull consistently every time you pull it through, and then you basically go to the bottom row and you pull those as well. You know, you do the
And I think
satin
it's
stitches
over
as
3
well.
fabric threads for
In order to cover six
Mm-hmm.
fabric threads total. So the good thing is that we have a number of patterns, mostly our earlier patterns.
Yes.
And you know, I was talking to Lisa about this morning. We keep showing you earlier patterns, and I think I know why.
Because that's where you did all the pulled work, and
I did way more pulled work in my earlier
absolutely.
patterns than I did
in the later ones.
The later ones, like I would say up to about 80 or so. No, maybe even less than that. When I started the alphabet samplers, which was around 50, number 50, I think I remember thinking I want more color in my samplers and less of these kinds of tone-on-tone things. And the reason I'm kind of baffled is because we keep showing you these older, older looking patterns, but it's only because I stopped using as many pulled work things. So in the future, which I hope there is one, when I do more designing, I'm hoping to get back into the pulled work. The pulled work is so fun.
Yes, it is.
And the effect of all of the different ways that you can pull fabric threads out of alignment to make patterns of little open work. It's kind of lacy and so pretty. I think it would be just a fabulous thing to reintroduce into my patterns.
Definitely.
In the future.
Yes. I agree.
I have noticed that my hands are much better if I don't weed the garden.
Well, yes.
So pulling, not allowed. It will hurt my little thumbs, and they are reserved now for any future stitching.
Yes.
So that's good, right?
Yeah. You need somebody else to do the garden work. I never did garden work anyway, so, you know.
I know you didn't. That's probably why I've got this problem. Because of,
you
know, working in the garden. Dorothy Wenzel says, will your website stay in existence after you retire? Dorothy, you arrived a little bit late, but at the very beginning of our newscast here, or our stream, thank you. We did mention that all of our leaflets and all of our charts will remain available on our website for you to order until at least the end of this year, and hopefully and probably beyond that. But because I can't guarantee it, we're not sure. I really want you to know that it's up till the end of this year for sure.
For sure.
So, you know, if you have something that you wanted to get, you can still get it in December. Okay, so that's as much as we can promise, Dorothy. Other than that, our plans are not firmed up yet.
Nope, no idea.
Okay, so we have some wonderful patterns, and most of them are from our early days of my designing, which I have a lot more tone-on-tone patterns. Let's see what we can show you. What's this one called? This one we don't show very often.
That is, oh geez.
I think it's Thoughts
Blue
of
Carnations.
You. Oh.
Right?
We only have the number 78 on here.
I think it was Blue Carnations.
Yes, and the reason it was number 78 is because we reissued it in a different form.
It was actually, wasn't it one of those kits that we did, the inventory blowout kits we were doing?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
So you might not see it clearly. There we go. It focused in. You can just see that there's 2 rows there and 2 rows there that kind of, are top and bottom of another pulled thread stitch right in the middle. And if you could, there it is. So you can see it much better now. The other pulled thread stitch, I don't know what one that is, but I think it could be the honeycomb. I'm not sure exactly what that middle one is. But this is such a pretty pattern because it is about a blue carnation. And the overdye that we use, I think is, what's that one called again? I think it's from Water Lilies.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. So it's from Karen Collection. And the colors are so pretty. So just using it as is, but what I did was I made sure that the purpley blue was at the top and that the other softer blue was on the outside leaves. I didn't do that with this one as successfully, but this one is also really pretty. So it turned into a needle roll. And I think, as you can see, it's actually a small sampler, which we just fashioned into. You fashioned into? I think this might have been Yvonne.
I can't remember if I did that one. I've done several of them, but
yes,
hard to say as to which I've done. And
you have one too?
I do, and there again, it's top and bottom. Another stitch. I'm just trying to see. I think.
Well, this one, which we never even showed very much at all, has also got a
chatelaine.
Thank you.
Yes, and the tag is falling off onto your leg there.
Okay. Well, that's fine. You can show the needle roll.
The needle roll?
If it's okay with you.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we'll show you the chatelaine in a minute.
I think the pins are right there. Oh, sorry.
There you go. A little closer would be okay as long as you hold it really steady. There we go. It's at the top.
Yeah.
Up here.
Right here. Oh. And then right here too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're almost off camera and then you're on camera again. So this is good. There. Right underneath the
pansies.
The pansies, and it was kind of going off camera.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll have to look in the little monitor next time.
I will, but let's
try
see
it again.
if I can see it.
Can you see the monitor?
I can't really because the camera's in the way, and then
that's why I keep showing them. It isn't easy here, you know. We make it difficult for Lisa.
For me.
Yeah. So important to make it difficult for Lisa. So so I try so hard to put the camera in the wrong place. You know, it's not focusing on this because it's off white.
Off white. Yes.
Yes. So it's an antique white linen. This is the chatelaine that goes around your neck in a kind of a, well, I'd never wear this around my neck, frankly, but it does have two ends that are actually embroidered with exactly the same stitches as you'll find on the needle roll. And the stitches, let's just double check where they are. Is it there?
Might not have it.
No, it's not there. But I'm going to show you anyway. So the stitches have a lot of pulled thread. There's also drawn thread, like hem stitching. There's some cute little pink pansies. There's a brooch that is a pair of scissors for decoration. And then that's my actual long version of my name, Theodora. And then there's a silk ribbon pansy with some gold-edged wire ribbon at the top there. It's just so adorable. And then here on this other side, it's the same kind of thing, only I put some other little charms in there. They're kind of buttons and charms. And I think we have exactly the same stitches. And then it was Theodora's chatelaine is what it said, with the heart hanger at the bottom and a little bee at the bottom of that. So it was really fun to put together this chatelaine. The one thing you may or may not notice is that it has edging that is actually part of a four-sided stitch. Okay, can it focus? I think it's, there we go. It's focused lovely now. You can see that the edging is so wonderful to use on any pattern. And then Lisa put some backing on it so that it just butted up right against the edging.
I think it's folded over. I think this was a wide piece.
Oh, yes.
And then it was folded over, and one edge was kind of tucked under.
There we go. That's why I thought it was both sides. So this is the fold on this side, and then that's right. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I started to explain, but my words aren't coming today, and I think it's because I'm not feeling all that well. So, but the point is that the edging stitch is so gorgeous.
Yes.
And once you get the hang of it,
yes,
you can do it for a long time.
It's like hem stitching.
Yes.
Or on the alphabet samplers, the finishing of those.
Exactly. It just makes your whole experience of stitching a joy because you're not having to change any kind of thread. You've got one kind of thread. You've got one kind of stitch that you do over and over and over.
Yes.
And then the result is so cool.
Yes.
That as you move along, this beautiful finished edge appears.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. It was a real revelation for me to use it.
Yeah. Okay, and this is Stitcher's Garden. I can't remember what the middle fold stitch is.
I think there's a middle pulled stitch.
Yeah.
I can't either. I think that's the, I was going to say wave stitch. It's possible, that's what it's called. Anyway, the pins are around the wave stitch. We'll call it the wave stitch for this purpose.
Mhm.
And of course, this was first taught in 2005, as you can see, in Savannah. And it says stitching in the garden. Is that what it's called now? I think it's something
Yeah,
called
no, I
something
think
different.
it's still called stitching in the Stitcher's Garden.
Stitcher's Garden, exactly. And of course, there's my little stitcher down there, and there's a beautiful point of Hardanger. Note,
And the frog.
there's a frog. Exactly. And you can see the little house there with the weeping willow. That's my idea of the South.
Yes.
Not necessarily all in the South, but you know, it's got the plantation house
Yeah.
that I kind of dreamed up a little bit. Okay.
And now,
What do we do? I guess we just
Right
do
there.
that.
okay, and I think this has got Algerian eyelet in between the pulled pin.
So what's this one called? Woodland Garden?
This is it Woodland Garden? Yes, Woodland Garden.
Yes.
Sorry, I keep on pulling it away because I'm not too sure where I am. Right there.
Thank you, Loretta, for the beautiful chatelaine comment. Appreciate that. Dorothy, that Stitcher's Garden is just adorable, and it doesn't have to be finished as a bell pull. So you can certainly see in the Woodland Garden,
Right there.
yes, you can see the pins. And then I'm going to just pull it back a little bit so that you can see the top, which I think many of you have seen already. The little tree, the apple tree, and some beautiful overdyed thread as well. Some wildflowers. The bunny goes down the Woodland Garden. And then there's a cute little bird bath. This is actually one of the Victorian garden series. And the cool thing about this one is it's not terribly complicated. It's quite simple to stitch. So people who are not too used to some of the specialty stitches can really focus on it without feeling like, oh, but I put so much work in this already. If I ruin it, it'll be awful. Well, just, you know, this is one of those times where you could put the work into the simple cross stitching and then learn these specialty stitches.
Like the Rhodes butterfly.
Yep.
There's a little bit of nun stitch hem stitching there.
Correct. And the square four-sided stitch.
Four-sided stitch.
So there's not too many specialty stitches, but enough to get your interest up.
Yeah, definitely.
And as you know, we have a Stitch of the Week on our video channel, YouTube channel.
Yeah. Called
the Victoria Sampler YouTube channel. Just go and search it out, and you'll find the newest stitch will just have been scheduled to appear. Yeah, so it'll be published at 10 o'clock, which was 2 minutes ago, according to my computer.
Okay.
Yeah, so that will be this one.
And this, sorry, I got a little bit of a tickle in my throat.
That's okay. You can talk about this one. This one is really good ahead of autumn.
Yes.
And it's not one of the older ones. This is a more recent. It's the top of the box. This is the box.
Yes.
And this is the top for it. And the box is awesome. Lisa did such a good job on this finishing. She's getting just better and better all the time. And as you can see, there is the pin stitch around the border. Do you see that below the square stitches with the metallic crosses in them? You can see a row of pin stitch.
Yep.
So it was made in combination with another stitch to give definition to the shape of the box. All the way around the outside. Sorry, I'm looking at a monitor and it's always mirror opposites. Yeah. Anyway, so this actually was called the Autumn Box, or is called the Autumn Box.
Called the Autumn Box.
Or Autumn Box, right?
Yes.
Not the Autumn Box.
No, just Autumn Box.
Okay.
And it has a cute little scissor fob. There again, the pins are all the way around the outside.
Yep. And it has a cute little, box-like little thing that fits into the box.
Yes.
Oops, I've got it upside down.
I think it's a pin cushion.
And it is totally a pin cushion with the pins stitch on the inside of the border. Just so cute.
Yeah, and that fits in the box.
Wait till you see how it fits in the box. Watch, watch, watch.
There we go.
And it doesn't go down. Yeah. Because, oh, wait a minute, there.
There we go.
The reason that it doesn't go down is because, did you see that?
There's an edge.
Yeah, did you see that? Oh, wait a minute now, that's not there.
Yeah.
See a ridge along here? Inside? That ridge sticks out a little bit so that this pin box doesn't go down.
Yes.
It's so cool. We saw this model at some point, but then Lisa had to totally create this whole box herself. I think it took you a little while.
A little while. I think I bought a book on boxes, and so I kind of took the idea from in that book.
Yeah, but an idea is just an idea until you actually make it and get all the measurements correct and all the construction of it, like what goes first, what goes second, how do you line it? Do you make the top flat, or do you put, I think you put some batting inside the upper part of the top?
I did, yes, and I think I put batting on the outside
of the box
of
itself.
The box as well.
Yeah,
it feels like it's
soft,
padded.
Yeah. It's really cool. It looks like Karen Lark says she loves the colors on the box. I agree. And Karen Tiang is here. She says she loves the butterflies. Thank you. It looks to me like Jillian Burst loves the box too. Good. And it is called Autumn Box, in case you guys are interested. And one more thing, which I don't know whether we pointed out, but there are alphabets around the outside. Not only alphabets,
and more pin stitches,
but also the word autumn is what starts the A, and then it says autumn, and then, do I go this way?
Yes.
Fall, and GHIJK, and then leaves, MNOPQRSTUV, and then wind, XYZ, which was kind of whimsical of me to put those words in, but I wanted to have both leaves and some words and the alphabet all around the outside, because there was quite a bit to fill up.
Yeah, there was. Absolutely.
Thanks, Karen. We love the warm colors also. Gosh, we have a lot of bottles here today.
Surprising, yes. I didn't think we'd have that many. Oops, sorry.
No, I must have used pins a lot more than I thought I did.
Yes, you did.
So this one is, I know it's here somewhere. Oh, it's around the, I think this is the, wait a minute now, what is that? Yeah, that is the honeycomb stitch.
Honeycomb?
Yeah, so I put pins on either side of the honeycomb on this sampler, which is the Heirloom Memories. And notice how I didn't remember the word memories.
Yeah.
Typical.
Because your memory isn't working.
It sure isn't. It's working less and less well. Let's put it that way. When I'm very awake, I'm good. But not sleeping all night, my memory goes first.
Yeah. Or it's not activated.
No, it's not. I need a key to open it up. Anyway, now I wanted you to see on either side of the honeycomb stitch, again, top and bottom, are the pin stitches or the satin stitches that are pulled. This has so many specialty stitches in it, and I think that especially the bouquet at the top can be extremely time-consuming to start, but boy, is it ever fun to do. And not using these colors or using different colors would be a real exercise in joy. I mean that, because these are all very soft colors, but you can use all sorts of colors in this pattern.
Definitely.
And making this in your colors, like you've been practicing with the stitch along, using your own colors, like these colors are actually very good with your blouse.
With my shirt?
Yeah, because they're kind of lilac-y and pink. But what if you did these all in blues, for instance? Wouldn't that
That's
be
what
beautiful?
I was thinking. Or turquoise.
My favorite. Or golds, So,
Gold,
who is it that one of our Russian ladies, she does almost everything on mine in off-white.
Yeah.
And she just uses texture. Irina.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, so that's a good idea. Hi, Linda Marchand. Nice to see you from hot and humid Maine. It's hot and humid in Victoria today, too. So all of us are in the same boat here in the Northern Hemisphere. I don't know what it's like in Europe.
I think they were down.
Oh, yes, there it is. There it is, right? That's the one you were looking for?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
there's only one row.
As you all know, this is trick or treat. A little early for Halloween right now, but you know what? Thinking about stitching something for the fall just gets you feeling cooler already.
Absolutely. Looking forward to cloudy, rainy days.
Exactly. And days where you can make soup and have the oven on to warm your crusty rolls. Anyway, so this is where you would see the pin stitch right there. And Trick or Treat is a sampler that is just so fun to do. I believe Sue Donnelly actually did one and posted her progress constantly. I can't show you the top so easily, but there you are. There's the top. Because it's a tall sampler, my desk is in the way. But you can see all the little things and the people and the little skeleton person. And look at that. There's even a spider at the bottom. And the spider web is in the hardanger. That's the pins. It actually is also available in our heirloom wedding, but it's too big.
Yes.
I can't carry it.
Yeah.
It's
No.
way too big.
It's too big to show.
Yeah. Sorry.
So those are all the models showing pins.
Yeah. So I was very happy to get so many different models, even though they are some time ago. What I did think that we should do, and we were talking about this earlier, is to show you some models of samplers we don't show you very often.
True.
Sorry, projects that we don't show very often. So are there any projects that you haven't actually seen us show over the last 4 years? Has it been 4?
It's been 4.
This is our 4th year, just about, in October, of streaming. Are there any models that you would like to have us show? And if you do, I think it would be really good if you mention it now so that we can keep them in mind. And if you have any thoughts about that, say this coming week, don't put it here, okay? Because we won't see it. Don't put it on this post. Right.
Yeah.
But do, by all means, put it into either an email to me, Thea at victoriasampler.com, or to our office email. Would that be okay? Yeah. Or is that going to clutter up the office email?
No, info at victoriasampler.com.
Okay, so just give us your suggestion of any models you'd like us, and we'll just grab the models because we have them here in the
offices,
studios, the lower part of my house. And what's good about that is that we can then show you what you'd like to see.
Yes.
Now that doesn't mean that everybody has their favorite one that they want to see necessarily be shown, but it will be shown in great detail, and I think that I would really like to talk about how I designed it.
Yes, I think that's would be very interesting to a lot of people.
Yeah, just to see the backstory. Why did I start at that particular time, that particular design? What I included, why I chose those colors. I mean, there's a story behind every single one of them. And my memory today might not be so good, but
if you're given advance notice,
exactly,
then you can actually jot down the memories.
I think I can. So it would be really fun if we could receive some of your suggestions. Now would be great, or in on our emails, because then we can grab those models and I can talk about them. It's kind of a fun thing for me to relive those days. And it's been, 20 years now since 24 years?
24, yeah.
So there's a lot of stories. And of course, the older the memory, for some reason, the easier I find it to remember why I did it, because it was all so new to me then. So the ones in the middle are a little harder for me to remember the story. Oh, the gingerbread village. Isn't that a nice idea? Oh, good, Jennifer. Thank you. The story of the gingerbread village will be next, because I was even looking at them today. We have them displayed out here. And I thought, wouldn't that be a kind of a fun thing to do in the middle of the summer? Is to show them. I wasn't even thinking about the story, but why not do the story? But each individual piece may have to have its own story. So then I'll add the story about why we decided on the village as well. Thank you for that suggestion. And I think that overall, having stories to tell is our best way of communicating. So when I do that, I think we'll start that next week. Then we can also get Lisa's story, and we can get some of your stories in our chat group, discussion group. Because what I would love to have is, if I tell the story about a design, you tell the story, or someone tell the story of the stitching the design.
Yes, of why you wanted to stitch the design.
Yeah, or when you did, or who you gave it to. You don't have to have a picture with it if you don't have one, but we can always add a picture to your story. To me, that it makes it like we're trading stories.
Yes.
And it's very interactive, very interesting, and particularly for me, because I'm sitting there with an idea in my mind, and what happens to that idea? You guys are the ones that are interpreting that idea for your lives. So it's just a new kind of way of enjoying each other's company.
Yes.
was just a thought.
Yep. Great idea.
And now, plain and fancy. Remember I started this last week? Do you know I couldn't remember where I ended off?
Yeah.
Not today. So I do remember, though, that we then ended off on this one page, which is page 12. So I'm going to take off my glasses so I can see with my new cataract lenses, non-cataract lenses. And I think what we were talking about before was that needlework played an integral part in the lives of women at the turn of the 1800s, I believe. Yeah, 1785 to 1800, somewhere in there is what we're talking about in North America. Mm-hmm. This is not a European history book. This is American women and their needlework. And I think that pretty much goes for most of North America itself. So this is not the only book I have on needlework, and hopefully I'll read a few excerpts from this one and then move on to another book.
Another one?
Mm-hmm. So we were talking about how the basic role of the common housewife was the basic role of all women from 1650 to 1850. Even the stylish lady remained in essence a housewife and mother. It was a life of unrelenting hardship for many women. Plain sewing occupied only a small part of the day, and it often came as a relief from the arduous drudgery that was their normal lot. To our eyes, plain sewing seems an uninspired aspect of their lives. Yet, it had to be done, and women got it done without question or complaint, just as they got married, had babies, and ran households. For women, plain sewing was an inescapable part of an inescapable lifestyle. It seems so long ago that that's the case in North America. For some people, it may still continue, but hopefully most people have more options than those, most women. But for the daughters of prosperous men, plain sewing had added significance. It was the essential first step in learning fancy needlework, a stylish lady's most important accomplishment. For the most part, a young lady went to school to cultivate the traits that would attract a husband. Can you believe it? Okay. Fancy needlework was invariably a part of her education.
Yeah.
And often was the whole of it. Wow. Yeah. Scholarly training added little, since cultivated intellect usually did not help a female either to attract a man or to serve him as a wife. Mm-hmm. Through the ups and downs of female education over his 200-year period, one overriding theme remained: the subordination of a woman's mind to her duties as a wife and a mother. This is very, very depressing. Even so enlightened an observer as Dr. Benjamin Rush, physician, statesman, and social commentator who called for women to be governed by reason, did not challenge the assumption that they should be obedient housewives and dutiful mothers. Society consistently failed to appreciate the intellectual capability of its women. No kidding.
Yeah.
Yet cultivating women's other qualities sometimes genuinely encouraged their self-expression and fulfillment. In the 18th century, before the Revolution, craftsmanship flourished in the colonies, and the women who did fancy needlework during this period must be considered on a par with other fine craftsmen of the day. So we have the 2020 vision of hindsight, when we see that these women did amazing work, and it was part of their education, yes, but it was also an expression of their artistic and creative talents. These women, however, were still housewives, albeit they would well-to-do ones who had well-to-do ones who had to find time to do their fancy work while they ran their households. Sorry, my pronunciation is getting a little weak. Legally, they were wards of their husbands. Socially, they were adornments to them. Practically, however, they were nearly equals. These women stayed home because they had to oversee the smooth functioning of their households. And actually, running their households was a way more complicated task than it would be for us today. I mean, they had to also, do almost everything from scratch, as you all well know. This is not new, but some of the things that they had to do, even the well-to-do ones had to run not just their own households and do their own work, but they also had to run the staff that ran their homes. Yes. And I again say, not the poorer ones; they had to do everything themselves.
Yeah.
Let's see now. Okay. Yes. Practically, however, oh yes, they were their equals. Others left home because they had to assist their husbands in business and to take over those businesses when they were widowed. These were sober, resourceful, meticulous workers in their fancy needlework and in their lives. After the Revolution, the leisure class, which had begun to develop in the colonies as early as the first half of the 18th century, emerged in full flower. The leisure class. So that's not until the early 1800s, I guess. Is that correct? After the Revolution? Uh-oh, I might have my dates wrong.
Which revolution?
I think it's the American. Oh, okay, I don't know which one.
Would it be the War of Independence?
I honestly don't know. In the first half of the 18th century. Okay.
Okay.
So there you go. The women who belonged to it had tasted the 18th century equivalent of the good life. And they wanted to keep it, even as they rebelled against many of the more confining strictures on women. These women no longer had the time or inclination for the precise, unassuming craftsmanship that had marked needlework done earlier in the century. In short, this was a time of rising expectations for women. So now I'm going to stop, and I'm going to continue next time. I'm going to put my little marker there so that I know exactly where we are. Because otherwise I won't remember next time. There we go.
Let's hope the Post-it note doesn't fall out of the book.
Yes, and actually I don't think that we're talking anything more here than society. So I don't really want to include some of these. I'm going to take excerpts only. And we are actually stopping here at the Victorian age has descended. And I think that's where the leisure class actually had way more time to do their fancy work. Before that, they were doing fancy works to attract husbands. After that, I think that they were doing fancy works in order to adorn their homes and to show their craftsmanship.
Yeah.
So there was a lot more, less onus on doing the work. Anyway, so that was, Dorothy says the industrial. That makes total sense.
Definitely.
Thank you. Okay, so we did a little excerpt, which was lovely. And I'm thinking that this coming week, Lisa, we're going to be working.
Okay.
You and I.
Good.
Together.
Good.
Isn't that exciting?
Okay.
This is news to Lisa.
I like it.
This is great. So we will be here next Friday, but before we go, we have the Stitch Along Friday, August part 2 ready for you, and it will be uploaded within about an hour. Just give me a little bit of time because we're going to have to do a little chatting, and then I'm going to upload this one. This one doesn't have a lot of work, and the reason is because as far as I'm concerned, I'm very, very tired. So you guys get to be tired too, and only do a little bit this time. There's only this portion to be done. Look what they're doing. They're relaxing.
Yes.
Which is what we want you to do this week.
Yeah.
Okay, so even though there is very little to be done as far as stitching goes, you still have a few things that you can do, and those are the most important things. They're a man and a woman. Could be a man and a man. Could be a woman and a woman. Could be a child and a child. Whatever you guys decide it's going to be. They're the people in this little scenario. And then after that, it gets embroidered with other possibilities.
Other things?
Yes. So hopefully you will enjoy this week's part 2 of our August section of A Year in Stitches.
Yep.
Yay! Did you have anything to add? Because I've been talking nonstop. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I like listening to you.
Oh, thank goodness.
I seem to have a little tickle in my throat today. So.
So it's probably just as well.
Are you going to do a card?
Yeah, I'm doing a card, and I don't know how this happened, but this is a card for all of you. Okay, you ready? This is another angel card, and it says...
You are on the right path.
Yep, and you are.
Yes.
So all of you are on the right path. Whatever path you've chosen,
It's the right one.
It's the right one. We have passed it on to you.
Yeah.
And if you think that, second guessing yourself because maybe you shouldn't be doing that, no, go ahead. You're on the right path.
Continue. Full steam ahead.
Full steam ahead, exactly. Oh, Joanna, I can't believe it's August already also.
Never mind, it's mid-August.
Right? It just feels like the summer has either flown by or just trudged along so steadily that, we haven't noticed the passage of time.
Yeah, it seems to speed up, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah.
And hopefully all of you will experience the last couple of weeks of August as being better than anything you've ever had before.
Yeah.
Not worse. So we wish you all the best during the last bit of August. See you next week.
Definitely.
And see you next week also, but on Monday.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm here. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.